So what we're saying is that everybody here has been to is into work. We're not just coming to a shir. Okay, we're doing self work and inner child work and vekas and traveling kvarim uman. We're aware of what's going on. So besides that, it's a shir. It's also a workshop. It's a place where we can express ourselves fully, and by me being the shlich tzibur in this case, there is a specific way, the way I feel that the expression will be best and will be most effective. Like I said this by the check-ins, the ones that have come to the check-ins, that we're not looking at a 10 or 20 year bid over here. That's not what the game is. It's too long. You don't have the stamina, and you don't need it. The members Masoas are done. We have walked them, and now we're cusping 2 generations. The people that are in the midbar, and then the people that were at the cusp of the midbar, and then the people that are the Binurena, they are giving it over to the Binurena, the Kabbalah soil, and then from that place receiving the light. That, like I mentioned previously, that most of this generation have never experienced civilist Mitzrayim. You guys don't know you don't know what hard work is. Not knocking it. It's a beautiful thing. You haven't been enslaved. You haven't been damaged. Life is good. It's Amazon. It's much easier. So in order to be able to express, to have this playground created, to keep the whatever pulled us together once over and over again, because there's a certain mahalach, and in this mahalach I want people to be seating, the way to sit, and the way to be seating around this, and I'm going to explain it why. So first of all, you're going to notice that the people that have been coming to the check-ins, they sit a certain way because they've been doing this. They're trained, and they have a certain sense of awareness, and this is like what it's supposed to look like. Because remember, we're talking here about flowing and downloading very high content consciousness, and it's a mind, body, and spirit. It has to be aligned. You can't just go around, eat garbage and expect to be alert as to what means to be present and all that stuff. To be able to, as you are having an argument with your wife or your child is ticking you off, God forbid, it's challenging because we're dealing with energy, you're able to be aware. So that doesn't go, you can't be asleep, you got to be alert. So the way to be alert is that it's a certain way you carry yourself, the way you hold yourself, which means you are mindful of yourself, you're present of yourself, you understand, you're not just like this. Because in order to channel energy, you have to be able to channel energy. And whatever it is for you, if it's walking around the park, if it's breathing or taking a hot shower and a cold shower, plunging, schwitzing, whatever keeps you floating, and it can change. It can be, sometimes we need mass, sometimes we need more air, or sometimes we need more both. So it depends what talks to you at that moment. So we want specific, the people that know, that have been around the table, and also by them being around the table, I'm also used to this energy, and I can just continue going instead of, if there is new people, we go with the flow. We have to be authentic with it. So they're pulling something else. So if you ever done fighting classes, you have the black belts and the white belts, and they work together. So how does this work? The guy that's been doing this for 10 years can work with the guy that just walked in? And the answer is yes. So you raise the vibration right away. He learns how to move and he adjusts right away. So for the listening and the physical pleasure of the listening ear, there's a mahalach. So don't take it personal. It's like, sit here, sit there. It's my way of understanding it, the way I feel the energy and the people that are surrounded. I mean, there's sometimes a new guy comes in and you feel it. You feel it because he's nervous and he gives off he doesn't know how to bring himself in, hold himself together, is already being cleared. Whatever the case is, you are living your life in a different mindfulness. You're understanding things differently. And you walk in here, you emanate a different type of, how to tune in, how to connect to the space. Because remember also, a lot of the guys here, there's been a year that of deep processing, and while you went through the process, you were already doing it from this place, right? So you already processed your way in and out of a relationship, in and out of business, in and out of a house, of a home, and all that, your father, your mother, from this space, from understanding this. So, yeah, so to be mindful that, the people at the table, it's, eating during it is disturbing. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do so, but at least over here, so you can continue. You can eat, drink, do your thing, but the show we continue moving. So there's no downtime. It's precious time. It's once a week. It's it's a workout. It's 2, 3, or 4 hours, whatever the case is, and we plug in, and you let the programming happen. You let it change your, the way the wheels spin in the head, and slowly you realize that you don't need wheels. We don't need the wheels anymore, because this is a different type of program. It's just a flow. We don't need to think. You don't need to understand it. If you try to understand it, then once you're applied, you're in it, and you want to have more idea in the Indian, and you want to have it. So that's a different thing. You can start trusting yourself to start processing, and not get caught up in a spin, right? Because when you're on a high altitude, the slightest spin is, it's a pinch. It hurts. I mean, and also, it's like somebody once said, it's like a tightrope walking. And there can be, people can fall. You can fall. I said, but we're tightrope walkers. But you can fall, but we're tightrope walkers. We don't fall. But you could fall, but we don't, because we're tightrope walkers, and the tightrope walker never falls. He knows he walks the rope. He knows how to do it. There's a science to it, and he's able to follow through. So this is the spiel. This is the same idea. Then there is also the Hayom Yom this week. Fine, so we're clear on that. So it's a workshop. If somebody and if somebody feels hurt about it, there will be a time you can express it, talk about it, trigger it. You can discuss it. Don't let it sit in there. There's no reason for anything to build, anything that's in the way, anything that, if the wings are wet, you can't fly. Right? The eagle makes sure that his instrument is completely dry when he goes out there doing his thing. There's no question in his mind if maybe he's good, he knows he's got it, then he goes. Why the eagle? The eagle's also a sharp hunter. The eagle, he hovers, and then he sees, he has sharp eyes, he can see miles and miles away, and then he goes for it. He goes right for it, in and out. And this is how you want to do your day, in and out. See it, understand it, make your decision, go for it. And if you stepped into something that is, more power to you, because now you're in, you're fully on. Now imagine the type of power you're slinging back from the spin that you're at right now. Okay. So that's Shlav Echad. No. Yeah, it is this week. I said last week. This is this week. So the Hayom Yom, I wanted to share it. Very, very. Okay. So this is it. This was Sunday. Kisir Chamoy. Kasha to Stakel Be'in.
Which page?
No, this is not a page. This is outside. This is just Hayom Yom. It's the quote of the day from Sunday. Okay. Kisir Chamoy Kasha to Stakel Be'in to Va'achayme Shuha Guf. When the Chamoy kicked, remember we're dealing here with different levels of consciousness. The consciousness that we're dealing with is Chamoy. Okay? So, from one end, from one side, it's we're dealing it in low consciousness. We're dealing in Chamoy Welt, in Behemoth Welt. But from the other side, who else has such physical interaction with what's going on? Because the day you're going to Chap, what's going on, It's going to be a lot of fun. You're basically in a relationship with the creator of the world. I don't know how close you are to, but there's levels. We're not fully there. The whole, the world, has to, but this is it. So you're in Chamor Welt, you're in physical Welt, you have encountered physical pain and physical challenges, and then when you're going to wake up to, because Einad Movade, and he's everything and everywhere, and when the consciousness is going to raise and wake up to that Das, what's going to happen is that you are in relationship with Creator, and when you're in relationship with Creator, you understand how the system works, and you're no longer enslaved. It's free energy. You know how to daven. You take yourself very serious when you're davening, that you're actually standing now in front of something that is not a physical thing. His whole manifestation is an energetic manifestation. It's all energy, but he wanted it to play out on us, something that can understand it the way we understand it, with our egotistical modern time way of understanding, which is like we have already toxic humor and all types of sensitivities, and from that place to be like, what? I'm the boss over here, like I'm the Ben Melech. I can feel, I can, experience. I can create my own destiny. I realize that I am the one. That the way my life, when it appears to be not good, when it's in Choshech, is because I am projecting Choshech. Because this thing is shining upon everything in creation. So, yeah, I just want to finish the thought, and then we'll sit in silence for a minute. So this thing has, he's Kulatov, and there's different levels in its consciousness, because he made himself, because it's Ha'ara, we'll get into that later. So, basically, as he made it down all the way down here,
we're projecting Choshech.
Yes. So we are a projector, which is Afer ve'efer, which is dust and nothing. But what else can hold such a power? What else can hold such a can understand something that's betachas apshitas and so powerful, such an oxymoron, like here is not here, is everywhere, he's it. What? Only something that has no is on negiyas on its own. And Avram mastered it. Avram Avinu mastered the Afer ve'efer, to the point where he walked into the fire and the fire couldn't touch him. So Nimrod was shocked, because he only knew to some level of surrender. After that, he's an Eva Afseyot, stuff, he's a klippa. And he has no bechira, he's holding space for a specific reason. But Avram was able to go into such a level that fire couldn't burn him. That's how surrendered he was to himself. We don't even feel that heaviness in your stomach. Like I didn't even know, but we're going to get there. It's a chunk that was just going to drop once we, it's going to come as we progress. It opens up. Right? Because it says, I'm not going to kick him all out at once. Pen tir b'chayes azuda. Last week's parsha. This week, I'm not going to kick out Kanani Chitim Moira Prizi all your midas at one shot. Because pen tir b'chayes azuda, because you're not going to know what to do with that power. You're going to hurt yourself. I'm going to do it slowly so you can graduate and you can understand it and integrate it. So this thing is projecting different consciousness on the cow, on the lion, the eagle, Sameach, Doimim, different faces, different things. Then you have the 70 nations, and then you have different levels of the Chinese think this way, the Russians think that way. Everybody has their cut, their stencil, how they think. And then there is one thing, B'ni B'chari Yisrael, which understands the highest content, like Machaptzach of a Vink. It's like in the center of your head, flashing. Like, that is this Tehirei law. It's a very delicate pulse. So we have to just wake up, untangle ourselves from thinking positive, from thinking like tzedrikt. So when you see the Chamay, Kash Testakel, if you haven't shut off, just put the phones all in play mode. Whoever didn't check, put it on play mode. Okay, it's fine, just reminding, it's all good. Kasir Chamay, Kash Testakel, Be'in Tov, Ba'achoyme Shulchu, Shuhu Aguf, Tira, Senacha. She Sonis Anashama is Gagas Lalakus Verachnis. If you're going to look closely to this body, because they're pressing a button, they're separating the two, creating distance, so you can see yourself from eagle's vision, bird's eye view. And remember, the eagle he sees from very high up, which means he sees everything. Just close your eyes. Close your eyes and just picture an eagle. Go right to it. So you're going to notice that this guf, this chamar, he is an enemy to the neshama. What is the neshama? The neshama is everything you're yearning for. The neshama is something that craves elikus and ruchnis. It craves higher conscience material. It craves to be in peace. It has all these cravings that are empowering. And you're also going to see okay, fine. So you come here, Ellie, or let me do something else. You know what? Fine. Let's do the other way. No, Ellie, you want to give it a shot? Let's do it. You're good over there, yes. And couch, yeah. Okay, you're showing up with song. That's good. First, everybody say L'chaim. Huh? Yeah. Saying it is what it is. Okay. Fine. We're good. Alright. So new energies came in, there's a shift. There's a whole different sirah falls into place. Become mindful of it. It had to shift. New people walked in. It had to have shifted. So there's a shift. So it's not a problem, it's being present with what's going on. So they have to ground themselves, breathe, say l'chaim, get tuned in, and continue driving. That it into the weight with the Ebishter gegeben laguf she's dakechel the Torah mitzvahs. I think it means over here that he's an obstacle to it. In other words, because we are high conscience beings and we get fuel from Torah mitzvahs, which we're gonna go into that soon. Vaguf mesatzel mekirumim, and the body gets lazy. You know what it looks like when it gets lazy. You become sluggish. There's no eating right, not sleeping right, low frequency relationships, deals that just cause a lot of screaming and more screaming and pain. That's what happens when you're out of flow. And maybe it's going to go on your heart that you're going to hold yourself back from helping him. Maybe you're going to think, okay, you're not going to be able to help him unless you're going to start torturing yourself. We're going to break. We're going to break, right? The way we were raised was with breaking. They broke us in. All right. There was more resistance then, so there was more breaking. Now the break is even not so, it's cute. All right. And I'm talking about the break that you experienced. So we're not judging it. We're just. Hold on a second. It's very important to find the right label for it, because if we're aiming for a number 10 of emergency, that the lights are out at number 10, and really the lights are only there at number 5, but we're going all extreme, then we're misfiring. It's missing the point. We have to be real with it. So fine. But it's up for debate as to how much damage there was done. But it's definitely not with the same ferociousness, because remember, think about it. The older generation that have this age kids were already raising children when they were older. They were chetzi burnt out, or burnt in. They were done already. So that's schon beruhigt. Now it's just burnt. Stuck in his old ways. So he's waiting for the light to show him back how to. Okay. So zoekt er zo, hinne loy zi aderich, loy bezo aderich yishken ara Torah. You're not going to land this Torah. You're not going to understand this if you're going to do this with breaking, with pain. That's not how this works. That's not how this light can be captured. Loy bezo aderich yishken ara Torah. Nicht auf der Weg can rien de ara Torah, the lichtigkeit van Torah, which is this consciousness. Ki im uzef tazim imoy. Help him. Listen to it, understand it, find the sweet spot in everything, learn, get the message from everything. To be mavar de guf, and to be so this is that. Otherwise, just breathe with your mouth open. Okay, so my phone wasn't off. I don't want to go that dark.
Camera reported ahead.
Try it?
Maybe it feel more.
Yeah, okay. It's the first one on the right side. Yeah. shut off the, open the kitchen light. Open the first one. First one to the left. No. First one to the left. Yeah, and close the second. Let's see what happens then. Okay. Come on. Is it a matzav? No? Yeah, perfect. So today is Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh Uder. Rosh Chodesh is the head of the month. It's the head of the consciousness that comes in this month. So we have Rosh Hashanah, then we have Rosh Chodesh. So this is the boss on what's coming down. So it's time to check in. And we have 60 days of this. Now, last month was a very full of action month. There was a lot of action going on. We had Fabrengen, workshops. There was, a lot of stuff happening. But it was full of fire. It was good. It wasn't. It was work, but it wasn't too taxing because we worked with light, and on Chodesh Shud is where we land. We step in. We step in because we have this. We're being processed to Simcha. We're being processed through happiness. Simcha put it together. And this is the month that is, right, so we this is the month that's like Matan Torah. It's considered Pesach and Purim, Pesach and Purim work together. The Megillah, was Pesach night, and then that's not even where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to, you have Matan Torah. So by Shavuos we received Matan Torah with Lamayla Mitam Vadas. We came out of Mitzrayim, Pesach, and it was just complete. There was nothing left. There was like open miracles. Everything was. The oil came down. And it's out, done. Kriyas Yamsuf and all that stuff. But Purim is when we really embodied it. That's when we are able to make. That's when we're able to make change in physical world, in my life. So the extra power that we have, that it's not gonna break you, is because we're dealing with Simcha. So we have tremendous extra power to process anything that needs to be processed because you have the tool with Simcha. And the way that works is we're gonna open it up throughout the month. We're gonna get better and better at it, like to the point where you own it and you're able to activate it. But for the most part, is to, as you are feeling going through a process, just tap into Simcha. Try it. Just put a smile on your face. Feel the excitement in your stomach, and you'll see that it's available instantly. It changes. The whole machine changes. So you can just process everything through, and Simcha put it together. Because
this is the month that we're stepping in. What are we stepping in for? What's this month that we're stepping into?
You're stepping into embodying it, but we're receiving the Torah again. We're receiving the Torah in physical world. Receiving the Torah means that until now, Matan Torah, we received it it was given to us. We had open miracles. Right now, it's in a way and the open miracles, but still, if you don't know what you received, you don't know how to use it. You received all these gifts, you received this light, and you're like, how do I activate it? There was an amazing Yom Tov, I received the Torah, but how do I use it? I don't even know I have it, because I'm still going through my life with pressure and stresses and judgments and all that stuff. But other is a time that we get to understand the tools that we have. Like you can start creating and carving out your situation through with Simcha.
Can't wait.
Yes, so this is it. This is where we're kicking it in.
Happiness is something you need to feel.
What's that?
Happiness is something you need to feel.
Yes. So that's what I said. Activate your stomach. Like if you're going through a process that is painful, a painful process, or you're spinning, just be besimcha. Just
How
put
can
it.
How can I be
One,
besimcha?
yeah, 1 second. So there's different ways. The simplest way to do it is to just put a smile on your face. Fake it. Just because as you make the tselem, it changes the cells. And as you start changing, you're already receiving oil that keeps pushing, and then it forces you into mitzvah gereres mitzvah. It forces you into a full-fledged. It changes your mood, just like listening to a song or put on a song. Now, one more thing. As you step into simcha, that means that you are changing. Your vibration is changing. You're going from being bakak to being in a better mood, like listening to a song and all that, or eating something, being present, schwitz, hot bath, whatever it is that raises your vibration. So as you're raising the vibration, the scenario around you is already changing too. It has to change. It's not possible. It's not. If you turn on the light, it's going to get bright. It works like that. A lot more powerful because this is already played out in Welt and this is in Mashua. This is something that you have. Any thought you have is there forever. Never goes away.
So where does love come into Uda?
1 second. Anything that any machshava that ever took place is here. It never left. You can tap into the machshava of Baal Shem Tov, you can tap into the machshava of any tzaddik. You learn his sefer, and you can tap into his machshava. And to understand this and process this at level of chamoy, which you want to be able to touch and feel, because nobody here is going to start learning on the Heilige Nomer and Meilish and understand it's work. It's a different type of consciousness, but learning it, whatever you got to do, a couple of lines in it, and tap into the light, because the tziruf, every tziruf has a different, every ois has different tziruf. So if you're just saying the tzirufim in plain language, then you're activating godliness in plain language, and it's a much higher level than the guy that understands it in moichen and in fleet in the himmel, because he's fleeing in the himmel, but it's not. He can't connect it with the table. He can't connect it with his life, with his wife, with his children, with himself for love. He can't. So by even saying the words, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, feel it in the top of your head. Let your moichen, the godless, let your das kick in. It's an air, it's an energy, and just let it flow through your body. Let it clean and upgrade your system that way. Or listen to somebody say it, whatever it is. Like, so that means that any thought is always here forever. What's that? Yeah. I'm just trying to think. That's it. Yeah, we'll do a song. I think so too. Yeah. Huh? To get into the inside, is it?
Yeah. I guess not. Huh? No problem.
No. Okay. A little bit.
It's hard.
Okay. Just relax. Relax your head. Yeah, don't worry. I'm just saying, relax your head. Alright. I love you, Maya. That's why you need good friends. That's why you need loyal friends. That's what we have there, but it was there, no, Huh? Finish.
With the song.
The
We're
classical, so it's coming easy.
We're going.
Yeah.
Tzedek? Elegant tzedek. We'll start something familiar, then we'll go into to the Hallel, because the Hallel is. Yeah, I'll start with that. That's all right. Everybody breathe. Shame Adai Nai Akira Ana Adai Nai Malta Navishi Nadai Nai Betzadik Vaidai Heinu Merachim Yo 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 Kulam Chachma Osisa Mala Ha'ade Kinyanecha Melech HaMeroimam Hamashiba Hamafaya Hamisnase in my sight Masechu Hashem Kulam Nachachem Asisa Malach Ha'adeh Hayayay Ken Yamecha Hamelech Hameroimam Vadoi Meya Hamashiva Vehamafakar Hamisnase Nimai Saitam Sabrin kevoit kei Gdusha soy Yoy 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 I need the cape, my voice is too low and I couldn't catch it. Right. Okay, so last week we were talking about that when created thinks, it's not like when we think that it's a separation, but when he thinks, he creates with his thought. We are his thought. Whatever is going on is him thinking out. Now again, of course, we got to say this again, there's different levels of this because Atzmas and Mahus, we have no asaga and we can't process it yet. We can't see this. Nor he's communicating with us. So he created a system in a very physical, so he can communicate with us so we understand, because he wanted to be expressed in such a form, in such a physical way. So one more time, it's important to understand that as Yidden, we have real choice to create. You can think positive, so be careful what you think, because what you thought you're creating, and it's going to be there forever. So even if you had something that wasn't the right thought, just whenever you do catch yourself, just turn it over to something positive. Say, I'm present now. Yeah.
If we have the power to manifest and to think, why do we see so many tzaddikim that they suffer? Nachman's kids passed away. That ever couldn't manifest kids for himself. For other people, he was able to manifest kids.
To answer it very simply is as follows. We're not talking here about people that think and feel the way we think and feel. And if the question is, could he or couldn't he? It looks like he couldn't. It was too high of a level. He couldn't manifest. I'm just saying that as B'derech, like that. But so tzaddikim, they don't see pain the way we see pain. They see no pain. They see no pain. They're so surrendered that they can walk through fire and not get burned. So when you see that level of pain on a tzaddik, you are looking at Shchina in Welt and the pain that it's being projected on it, where it's at. You're watching yourself, but because it's such a clear vessel, it's such a pure light that you can't get away from it. There is no ego there. So if I see my wrongdoings, my negativity in my partnership, in my relationship, it's her, it's my kid, it's this, it's that, it's the principle, right? But when you're dealing with a tzaddik, there is no ego there. You can't lie to it, and he's not getting into a scuffle with you. So the pain that you're seeing is the pain that's being projected on him. I mean, the tzaddikim, I think all of them said, whenever they needed to bring down more yeshivas, they're like, learn more. They went on a whole campaign for people to learn more. So, especially, I think it was when there's two others, because there's a lot more gevuras now, so they need,
So they didn't mind the pain? Or they just saw right through it?
I think there's different levels in it, but from whatever, we're going to go with whatever it is. I'm just talking, not that I saw it somewhere, we're just talking. If they didn't, first they took on our pain. They are light that cleans our pain. They come into the veil to show us the way. So they have different husbands.
Obviously, they don't feel pain like we feel pain.
No.
So this stuff that they go through, from our perspective, it's pain. But why does it come in a way that we think it's pain and they don't feel it?
Because we are in low frequency. Because we are in such low frequency that, so I have to confirm this before I say it, but I'm going to say it, but I want to confirm it, that I think that the Chet HaEgel was, I want to ask if I can say it that way. The Chet HaEgel was a level. Okay, so the question is, why did Moshe have to go through? Right, that was the Cheshbon there. Okay. Why did Moshe have to go through the whole process of the snare? Because what was Sof, he was a Chelik Elokai. It was an Eibishter that manifested in him the highest level of das played out through Moshe. Right, he was just a vessel. It was an excuse for Eibishter to walk, that das to walk into Veld. Why did he have to go through the process of where he questioned Eibishter, who are you? Like, what should I tell them? Because for us. So there isn't that we wanted to bridge the gap. So I think the Egel is the same way. There's just a consciousness that we're dealing with, we're cleaning up right now, that is that wouldn't understand it unless we went that extra level down, that one more step down. And what are we doing? We're working on it. You go on, you're working on yourself, we're digging to trying to find a way out. Right? But it's clear that we're living in if you live in the present moment, so Matan Torah is happening right now. Yitzis Mitzrayim is happening right now. It's a consciousness that's happening right now. As you raise your vibration, you're going from dealing with regular stresses that are irrelevant, that just make you weak, to a higher consciousness, to Matan Torah, a higher consciousness. If you're learning this type of stuff, which it raises your consciousness, your life is going to look different because you are in a different frequency. The same way that you don't sleep next to a garbage, you just don't. The same way, garbage stuff. As you raise your consciousness, garbage thinking, machshavas are not. It just stinks. I don't live here. I'm not here. It's right. So it's like that.
So it's probably the same as tragedies.
Back to the tzaddik. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, but it's not only in the tzaddik. It's probably for the way I understand it. It's everything like that.
Okay. So first of all, the you want to finish?
Yes.
Well, let me just finish the thought and then we'll go back to this question. First of all, okay, listen to this. The tzaddik is not stuck in physical world like we are. He doesn't live in brick and Legos, which means that he goes in and out. He steps in there anyways, out of body. So once we leave here, we'll leave low frequency, which needs a guf to be able to process it. I need a physical body to hold me, because we're so egotistical and like, hey, give me a chance, give me time. give me a chance. I can't just be in Eretz Yisrael. I need 9 hours of travel in order to get there, because that's how long it takes for my ego to process that I'm going to Israel. When really, Makom Shemashafta Shalom Shalom Nimsa. You're just there, just the way when you turn on a song, and it changes your mood, and just the way. That's it, right? You're just there. The same the taiva that you have when you walk on the street, and instantly you have a taiva. What happened over here? Is the Bluetooth. You saw something, it turned on. So the same way, turn on. You can be anywhere you want to be. Positive, send positive vibes. So the tzaddik is, once the person dies, it's a different communication, but it's the same communication. And it's easier. Like the tzaddik, they're more powerful in their when they are in after they pass away than when they're in life. But because here they're limited to the goof, not for themselves, for us, right? But all of a sudden, once he's out, he's everywhere.
So he was
But he's still
born at
here.
But he was born at
But he's still here.
Or
Yeah.
became a tzaddik.
Oh, he was born in. Well, depends.
Yeah,
Some of
he's-
them. But there's the tzaddik b'tovlei. They're born tzaddikim. Their goof, their bodies are mezukich and mezakich, and
Different than your other.
they don't. Yeah, it's a different body in Yatsen. It doesn't need to sleep. It doesn't need to eat. It doesn't need to. It's full of love and compassion. You look at it. It's a whole different machine. They don't need to take showers. I mean, it's a different body. It's a different.
Elevator.
Yeah, it's a different machine. I mean, it's a.
He said, "K'lo yirani udam b'choy." Is there going to be a day that we will be able to see, or
Yes.
this is forever?
Yes. No, this is not forever.
Will
We are.
Choyma be able to see?
We're going. We're not going to need chaymer, so we're going to go into different bodies. Right. So as the body is getting more mezukah,
Yeah.
which is already starting, like mindful eating, and all that stuff. So the body's getting more refined. No longer can you shove down a pie pizza and just continue with your day. Okay. And falafel balls are something that you think very, very deep and hard before you go down that road. Okay. And the steak is okay. You can feel the effect that it has on you. You're not so. Right? You know already you can't, I don't know, can you come to learn this on a fat stomach on steak? It's not, it's got nicht. After that, there's a party, but, right? So you start, so the bodies are becoming more mezukah, they're becoming more refined.
And but is there going to be that time that the
Yeah,
body?
but this is going to expire. This is going to expire. This is just a band-aid, it's a mannequin.
So was this k'lo yirani udam b'choy, meaning
In this way,
this,
with these eyes. So this is what the Alter Rebbe is going to talk here about. It's very powerful stuff. It's deep coding, understanding, deciphering, understanding that now we can reveal. You come to a workshop and you're crying about your tati, your mommy. It's mama's. It's playing with Legos, and it's not your fault. We've been born into it. But we need to approach it this way, so we wake up and we understand from my das to crack that type of way of thinking that I'm restricted and I am, I'm limited, I have pain, I was abused. Good. But how long do you want to stay in that low frequency? So the problem was that until now, there was... it wasn't available because the Siblis Mitzrayim was too hard and too harsh that I had to continue playing with the game. I had to keep my head down. I was suppressed. But now it's a time where there's already another higher conscience available, and with this higher conscience, what happens is that once I have the higher conscience, I don't need to process my Memtes Shari Bina as to what happened to me, how it happened to me, because it's endless. I can just tap into the higher conscience. So if you need to trick your ego how to do this, just for an hour or just for 2 hours, tap into just to the Nun Shari Bina, go into the light. Yeah, but how am I going to resolve my issue with my tati, my mom, my molester, God forbid? How am I going to resolve the issue? But okay, fine, you will. But first come here for a minute. So once you activate that high consciousness, which is oneness, yichida, automatically when you land back in mem test, it's gonna shatter. They're gonna drop like light. And the more become mindful, the more you're gonna start breaking, pissim and ramses, breaking it down to the ground. I'm gonna say yours in a minute. Is the way we are going to understand this consciousness was only through Chomer Levenim, through the type of work that we've been through, the stencil and the processor, the meat grinder that we've been through. So there's 4 different meat grinders, and now we're in the last one, the 4th grinder. This is indulgence and just laziness and feeling sorry for myself. This is this type. The ones that are like magaharget, magashacht, magastrashet, and it's an ego, boom, 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 and we had to play with that. We had to put on the shields. Now it's like miskanim. I'm weak. I'm okay, fine. There's another download of lower frequency that you can download, and by the majority of that's the vibration, not the download lower frequency. Small, there's a supercharge. Like, wait a second, I'm not doing that. Why not? So you start getting sucked into the light, to the nun shar bina, which is the touch of this high consciousness, and it just pulls you out. That's what makas b'chayis. Right? Put out that, and then, but the difference now is that now we're understanding it through Chomer Levenim. We walk the steps. I'm processing it. By Matan Torah, there was just an explosion of light. We're going to get there soon, Pesach, where we get to enjoy just bliss. And now we get to enjoy Simcha, which is a different type of bliss. It's a good workout. There's sitting on the sun, baking, bliss, and then there is a good workout, bliss. Accomplishment, and you own it. So now you're feeling, you're activated. You know where to go, where in your stomach to feel, how to climb the ladder. And then what happens? You raise the fakakta vibration, and you stop being stuck in the same spiel. I'm talking to the ego now. I'm talking to the collective ego. Like, we want to like feel the pinch of that. Like, oh yeah, like that, and then that causes the vibration, and it causes separation. So you can tap in, you can touch it, the nun, you can touch your higher consciousness, and this is the reason we can do this now is because it's Chodesh Adar, Rosh Chodesh Adar. We can get away with anything, no matter what you say. Boom, activate Simcha, and you got it. Because otherwise it could be a little too harsh. Well, it's too much. Well, excuse me, it's too fat. Well, there's Simcha in the house. It's just like that. The generators of Simcha are starting to pump. And usually they pump for 30 days, and now it's going to pump for 60 days. The machine is overheating. It's hot, red hot, and we're in Tav Shein Pei Base, Shnas Panim B'Panim, where we're able to see it in everything that I'm going through. My life, my business, my wife, whatever it is that I'm doing. Whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm able to now Panim B'Panim, because he's showing itself. And now, once again, for those who sit in Koila and the scholars, they are getting in Panim B'Panim in scholarship, in Moichen. It's beautiful, it's white, and I have a secret for you. It's not as blissful as what's happening when you have the color, even in that. But since we rubbed Welt, the physical shoulders, the elbows are grease, if it were whatever my work and my struggles out there and dealing with betrayal and whatever the case is, struggling with showers and struggling with film, struggling with connection because it was so pure and it wasn't fed, and now as you are waking up to it, you're going to experience it on your tongue. You're going to taste it like salt and sugar, the land of milk and honey. You're going to be able to see it. You're going to be you are in a unique chayim. I'm in a relationship with this thing that created everything. He's talking to me. Like, I know if I think trach good, it's going to be good. I can forgive myself from all my chatum and all my fahakta pain, that until now I needed that to feed me because I was, my pari had my head down, and I lived in a low vibration, so I needed to be fed with low vibration. I'm not good, I did a virus, and I'm not connected, and I have judgments. Okay, fine. Listen to this. The Rebbe Rashab. By the way, yeah. So Ellie's Vart Levenim is Levanim is, we were saying like L'chinu HaGvarim, but the little children stay here, right? Levain, it's also with the child. The little child is like, Pari wants the little child. He wants the innocence. He's like, you sophisticated thinker, you can go. You go to the workshop, go do the work.
Why do you want to kill all the boys?
Exactly for that. All the children he killed, and he is killing. What's happening here? Where he killed our little child, my little imaginary child that wants to just to think about, see, wow, this is so beautiful, this strawberry, and this music is so godly, and I want to daven with my hands open and really be in the experience. But my innocence was taken away, so I'm stiff. I can't do that anymore because he's gonna look. My fakakta molester is haunting me. I can't get tziyaki. I can't get into a relationship. How can I be intimate when my intimacy was destroyed? That's what Pare did. He did an amazing job. How with the fakakta flashes in your head and the pressure, fine. It's not him. It comes generational. But we had to go through the process in order to now to feel it in everywhere. So now when I'm waking up, I'm you can't take that away from me. And that is Beis Hamikdash Ashlishi. That's the third Beis Hamikdash, which is going to bring that out of fire. Once this is lit, the Nesher is activated. Catch me if you can. I gotta be stupid to get involved in this. What are you serious? You're going to take me to the Torah? You think my blood? You can't have my blood anymore. I'm in high consciousness, and the halt is guilt, because I already know what's mine has to come to me. There's no other way. You can't take away what's mine. I just have to create a magnetic field. Why did this happen? For me to wake up to this high consciousness, so thank you eventually, thank you for that. Because as you happen, you're forgiving automatically. Because what happened when Yaakov comes to see Yosef? After 22 years, 21 years. Where were you? Melech Mitzrayim, you couldn't send me a letter. Who did this? What's going on over here? It was frightening. The brothers were petrified. Right? You see, after he passed away, they were, okay, fine. They weren't petrified that he's going to say, but I think I saw somewhere they were fine, irrelevant. I think I heard it from somebody. So, but the part is that he meets him, and he doesn't say a word. He goes straight into Shema, straight into Yichud. He goes into Yichud Hashem. Why? Because he was so present that he chapped right away. He saw he was just for 21 years. There was a massive lesson in the process that had to take 21 years. He climbed. He did his job, and then the minute it was there, boom, he clicked. He didn't ask any. He didn't get like, wait a second, I got a victim story here. I was abused. My uncle, my own father-in-law gave me a different wife. Can you imagine? I worked 7 years. Heb me gegeven mijn andere schwester, andere dochter. What's going on over here? Hey, are you normal? Who comes up with these types of plans? Like, come on. Okay? But he was processing constant, and he reached the levels. He was preparing for us. He went dafka through Lavan, right? Why did Avram say, go nemlish north from Benois Canaan, north from Dorten guy. It's from our family. So I heard this from the roof. So he's like, wo ist die größte Riechers? Und dem Terech in Luven? Gar nicht kann Canaan. Weil die kennt er immer sach schönere Sachen in Canaan. Darf nehmen the fette Luven, a liar, like bipolar. Bipolar, straight up. When he's flickering in and out, we're talking about Leuven alien. He was so high up that he couldn't land in Welt. He couldn't land in Welt. Terech was again a master of the Zura. Right? Take the bottle of the thing, Tanya. Not you, Maria. So Terech. And why Dafka Darten? Because Avram was Avamoin. He was Avram. Yitzchak, we're talking here about, the high level consciousness. They wanted Dafka that consciousness. They knew this is what we're going to need to get the job done. This is what we're going to need to get. We're going to need the texture of Leuven, that flip-flop personality, because it's so high that it can't land in Welt, can't landen. But with that texture, we can overcome any type Holocaust, everything. But we can overcome that because we have this flip-flop personality that we can just flip into. I can flip any choshech into light. Any choshech, anything that I'm going through, just clean it just like that. Flip it and change your vibration. Change your vibration. Ayin ois Torah, you go, boom, let it sit. We know how to do this, and we keep doing, getting better at it. Just let it clean yourself. It's all you need is one drop on the moich on top, keser, and that's it. And now we're going through. Malchus is walking through the keser. Malchus is walking through the keser.
We'll go back a second. What activates Simcha?
We'll never go back. That activates Simcha, number one. That stops Simcha. That's number one. Number two, I can't possibly go back. I don't know where I was. But you asked the question, what activates Simcha? So let's go forward.
Okay.
So what's the question?
Fine.
What activates
So
Simcha?
the 60 days of Simcha, what is it activating? If you
Sure. So what activates is that any type of situation you go into. I think last year it was like, where I got better. I hopped it quicker and I got better at it. But here, just started right now. Any type of situation you are, just turn on just be with Simcha. Just turn on your kishkas as Simcha. And you're gonna chop it. Where I need to be to turn this into Simcha. Okay? Let me see if I want to share a personal story. Fine. So personal story. I came home and as usually like Tuesday, I have to carve out in a space, in this space with kids and everything. I have to carve out this type of space, where it's an empty space, ready to be filled. Right? They're coming home from school and there's this, that, basketball. Came back, preparing, not preparing. All types of briberies going on to prepare, cut the fruits. I mean, little briberies. They're trying to create a scene, because they want to get bribed. Fine, Baruch Hashem. It always works out, and I always get out on top. Get on top. Baruch Hashem. So not always. So anyways, so I came home and it was not. There was a lot to do, and I just want to get into the state of the space, so to be able to hold space. So my wife walks up to me and she tells me, you know that it's going to be okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, I didn't say anything. She's like, I know. You don't have to say anything, but it's so loud that it's deafening. So just breathe. Smile. So I smiled, and that's it. It was done. I was out of it. So that level is available in every step of the way. I got it. That level is available in every step of the way in Chodesh Adar.
I understand it. So what happens?
What happens after that? Let's see. I don't know. I mean, whatever you see happening, times that by supercharge it. As much as you are willing, as much humility and surrender you have to it. That's, what? Thank you for asking the question. Thank you for asking the question, because I was looking at you, and it's more for others. It's a good question. The more innocence you're going to activate, the more you're going to be able to get out of your own way. Because we have a lot of pain, right? My abuser and all that is not letting me get that vulnerable. Because I can't get romantic. I can't get my innocence has been taken away. The more you are able to overcome that, and now you could, because Simcha is active. Once again, you want to get romantic with your spouse, with your wife, with your child, with yourself, but there's something blocking you. There's a certain thing that doesn't let you. It gets in the way. It's noisy. It doesn't let me sit with myself, because that part of me has been shut down. So I can't go lower than that. I can't have more compassion for myself. It's too much. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about here? Yeah. Okay. Good. So I want you to feel it. Right? Let's be productive. You feel there's a certain level as to how far I can go. If my wife wants to get a little, somehow,
I'll let myself go.
exactly. Somehow, when I'm about to go out and have a good dinner, there has to be 15 minutes of war, and most of the time you can't get out of it anymore. Right? I'm using real Moshe, right, from the last workshop. Whatever. There's always this night, that night, when it's about to get down, something triggers something, and you're out. Okay, because I can't take any more than that. So now, there's other is when you could get out of it. You can get out of it, just like I don't like to use a tow truck, a pickup truck. What's it called?
F-150.
Not the F-150. The one, the guy, he has it here downstairs. No, the Ram. The
Dodge Ram?
Anyways, it's gonna come soon.
King's around.
No, the little guy, the husky guy. Anyways, the big wheels, and he gets out of the mud.
Hummer.
No,
Oh, the big rat.
no, we're gonna see it soon. It's gonna come to me in a minute. I knew as soon as I was looking for it, it slipped away. No.
The Hemi.
No. That's my son. So.
Tundra?
No. Okay, fine. Drop. Shut the windows. Closing the windows.
That's exactly what happens. I'm going to get out of dinner and which one is it? It's the hammer, it's this, it's that.
We gaan het maar doen. Gaan we rescue. Jullie hebben het ruim? So as vulnerable as you're gonna allow yourself to be, and we have the support over here, guys. We've done this work for long enough. We have the support over here. You have your check-ins. You have your the share, the groups, whatever it is. Stay with it. Try it for 60 days. 60 days. Give it a shot and see how much ground you can overcome. Yeah, but I can't. I can't. When I'm in front of people, I can't. Try it. You have the extra power now to do it.
60 days is a lot.
Not when you keep building on the next day and it's revving and it's pushing and it's pushing and it's pushing, because there's a Simcha program now. There's an extra push, that extra fuel, extra jet fuel. And it's not a Yom Tov where you sit back at home and it's coming and fine, and then I have to integrate after Yom Tov. I want you to understand the difference. Pesach can be a beautiful Yom Tov. It's a very powerful Yom Tov. And you can be up there for like 10 days, you're away and you're doing your thing, but then you come back and you have to integrate and your stomach starts turning and you don't know how to integrate. Here you're doing 60 days of active, you're out there. So there's nothing to integrate. And it's not a lot, because you're as you are conquering, you are implementing actively.
It's a choice, right? Most biggest Simcha. It's a choice.
Yes, for sure.
It's
You have
a
to choose it.
choice. You have to choose.
Everything is a choice.
Yeah, but it means like, I'm just not the Simcha. It's not a matter of that. You can, if he says Marvin the Simcha, it means that it's an abode. Like, or what I mean, you have to activate it. You have to, sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it just,
Either you get away to do all stupidity things and just the answer is, oh, it's Uda, Kodesh Uda. Get away with it.
Is the intention to have only a Simcha?
I mean, Simcha is everything. And you have an extra body armor called Simcha. But whatever you do, you're doing it from the body armor called Simcha.
What's the difference between happiness and joy?
Happiness is when I'm actively doing. Joy is when I'm already I'm just, it's pleasuring me back. Let me see if it's Simcha is it's good. Simcha is both.
Who says there's a difference?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'm going on a goose chase over here. That's why.
That's what I'm afraid. It's a combination, or it's two separate things.
It's in the same pipeline.
Simcha and joy is the same thing. Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, that's right. Because I was looking for joy in Lashon Kodesh and I couldn't find it. So I wasn't sure if I'm not finding it because I was.
Osher, mit der Osher. Is it going on?
Geen is wat het is. breath. Let's connect. Inhale, relax your jaws. Close your eyes. Inhale. Inhale again. Just relax your stomach, relax your head, relax the muscles in the head. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Atayvi alecha Yaakov, Nishgenesecho Yisroel. Atayvi alecha Yaakov, Nishgenesecho Yisroel. Ani berechazdecha. Besecho, Eshtachave, El Hichak Kadeshecho, Beirasecho. Atayvi alecha Yaakov, Nishgenesecho Yisroel. Ani berechazdecho, Besecho, Eshtachave, El Hichak Kadeshecho, Beirasecho. Vani sefilasi L'cho Hashem Nezrotzoi Elohim Barech Chazdeichu Aneini Vani sefilasi L'cho Hashem Nezrotzoi Elohim, Barech Chazdeichu, Aneini, B'yemes. L'cho Hashem Nezrotzoi Elohim Barech Chazdeichu Aneini B'yemes. biyadai afkid ruchi Weisz shan biyoyro veyevrochi geveyasi adoy noylei v'layiro oy yoy b'yadai aked ruchi Weisz shan b'yoyiro Eyes closed, pay attention to the center of your head. Pay attention to the center of the head. Center of the head. Now we can go into the brain. We can step away from the heart, from the fire. Until now we wanted to keep the brain out because the head was damaged. We wanted to stay with the fire, but now Chodesh Adar we can go into the head. We can start rationalizing. You can use the burn, you can activate the burn, the pain, you can activate it on the opposite. Because there's Simcha in the house, there's Simcha, there's Simcha players together. Go down all the way to your stomach. It's below the solar plexus. Just breathe, relax your jaws, let it in. There's no Yanika over here, there's no Yanikas Chatzonin, and anything that's not present, just out. Go back into the stomach, go back to the heart. You'll question later. This is just you're in an amusement park. You're on the bumping cars. While you're doing it, enjoy it. Then you'll question later. process. How many times in life do we, how many times in a day do we tune up? Don't get all razzled, it's just a tune up. You're aligning yourself. Hey yo yo yani mahmin Yemona sheleima Beviyas HaMashiach Hani mahmin Hey yo yo Ani mamin b'yemuna sheleima b'viyas HaMashiach Ani mamin Ani mamin b'yemuna sheleima B'viyas HaMashiach Ani mamin Hey yo 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 V'yaf al pi She'yismameh It calls Ani mamin Hey yo yo V'yaf al pi She'yismameh It calls Johnny Mamin Stay present, tune in center, reach chest, stomach, solar plexus, tetheris. Tune in. Bring your attention there, release. Activate. Breathe, relax your jaws, take an inhale, rejuvenate, refresh, stay present. Build stamina. Sit up straight, let it flow through your spine. Stir it up to Kesser, to Das. The Kesser shall fill in. We'll do one more song and then we'll wrap up. For those who wondering. I said we'll do one more song. ay 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 Peschuli Shali Tzeiter Avivam Moizekah Ze Yashar Lashem Tzadikim Yevay Yevay Hey Yoy Yoy Peschuli Shai Tzeider Avivam Moizekah Hey, yo yo ze yashar Lashe Tzadikim Yavai Yavai Attention to forehead. Attention to your forehead. Phone's off, please. It's distracting. Interferes with the frequency.
Can you elaborate a little bit on the say about some of us were fed a certain way, the Torah mitzvahs, till Shabbos. Is that on purpose so we can find it on the other side, or was everyone fed the same way and certain people just took it a certain way, or like what is it? How is it that some people have such a hard time in stuff that is so sweet? Were we did they give it us the wrong way, or did we go wrong? Like just get touched, but
Sure. So just get present.
yeah, we could.
Get present. We're gonna go in there. I want you to feel it. Everybody get present. Doesn't mean that open up, just surrender, just wait for whatever is coming out. Feel, be mindful where it hits you. How do I know? How can I process something that is higher than what I can process? How do I process something with understanding when you can't understand it? You can only see it from Acharayim. How does that work? So what happens is with great Chachma, there's a system put into place. When Avraham Avinu saw all the stars, he saw all the stars, and he saw what he saw was, he saw tremendous consciousness. He saw the highest consciousness. He saw Yechida. He saw all types of color and understanding. And he said, I understand that, but I want all my children to have it, because remember, our Zayda Avram, he was Avram. He was tremendous chesed. He was the Kavah chesed. So the Ibsha said, no problem. I have a program in place that everybody will be able to go through the systems. It's called Mitzrayim. We're going to go through hell, but nobody's going to be left out. Everybody's going to understand it. So let's not understand. B'nai Yisrael, we did not mess up. We didn't get anything wrong. We got everything right. The B'nai Yisrael never had any issues. The Chet HaEgel was done by the Erev Rav. Aleisim in Mitzrayim, whatever the Lashon is. So now, B'nai Yisrael, since we are Yaakov and we are so Tamimizdik, that we're like, okay, somebody's got to get the job done, and there is no higher level consciousness of Timiz than us. So we are embodying all the Erev Rav Midas, all these restrictions and frictions and all that stuff. We are embodying that. It's not really us. We are B'nai Yisrael. Shishim Riba is standing strong, 600,000 standing strong. We have no problem. We understand Rav Nachman, Uman, Chabad. Are you kidding me? We're busy with this Chazarai. This has nothing to do with us. If we actually enjoyed our pain, we would never get out. We wouldn't be in a struggle. You wouldn't have a struggle. You wouldn't have a problem. You would never come to a workshop. Be like, life is good. What, are you kidding me? I'm spin. I'll kill or get killed. But no, there is a higher conscience over here. There's something that understands something more, that understands an Indian. So we're embodying all the midas from the Eid of Rav. All the chaya from within is not really us. It's something that we're here to process. It's like, imagine you come to a job, you have a job, and like, this is your job, this is your mission. And you're like, okay, I got this. What do I need to do? Because we have Kabbalah Soil, because of the Har Kegig is the Har Sinai came above us, and we said Nasa v'nishma, because we have bittul. God doesn't have bittul. We have surrender. Why do we have surrender? Because we have tremendous chesed from Avraham on the right. We have tremendous gevuras, which is surrender. We can hold space for Esav. Really, you want to do this? No problem. I'm still going to stay connected. I'm still finding myself. You can't turn me off. 2,500 years of struggle. We're still standing strong. 1 second to breathe. I'm right back where I started. No matter what, because we are Atzmus Emuz, we're Chelik Elakaim. Sorry, not Atzmus, the Rebbe is Atzmus Emuz. We are Chelik Elakaim Mal Mamish. We can process the highest content stuff. You can look at a pineapple and see godliness in this. You can go through a whole 21 years of pain, and in 1 second you see the light, you're like, done, I'm out. So the squeeze, so Elamai, what's the system? What's the reason for the pain and the pain and the pain, divorce, and we can't find love? What is all that? Because we're building a spaceship. We're building Gevuris. We're building restriction. There's massive light, Simcha, restriction. How much restriction can I handle? Listen, dude, you're about to process Mila ad ein kates. It's endless. It's endless oil. It's endless consciousness. So I have to give you mata ad ein tachlis. I have to give you something that makes no sense. Really, Eibishter, this type of pain is going to make a difference to you? And he's like, yes, this guy. You know why? Because I need you to process mala ad ein kate. So I got to get you into the Inca Klippas, all the way down there, the Charoin Af, in the Rev Daran, and over there. And I trust you. You know why I trust you? Because you have the seed of Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. You can't get lost. You kidding me? You have Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef. Aaron is the Shiva Natus. It's light everywhere. We're going to find the light in anything. Somebody just hold up the light. Like, I'm right there. Yes, sure. Where do I need to smile? Where do I need to be present? And then you have Yosef, which is Tzadik Yisod Olam. He went and he put he put his fingernails in. When Potiphar, when all the struggles and all the temptation and the desire came at him, he took his nails and he put it into the ground, and he buried his Zera 10 tippas into the ground in Mitzrayim, in Imka Klippas, and we got a Tzadik Yisod Olam. He went all the way down into Nukva Tohem Rabba, and he buried himself in there. Atzmas Yosef, right there. He's like, no matter how low you go, Gam Sham Nimtza, you got this. You got this. And not only that, I want you to go all the way to Ein Tachlis, so you can meet me at Ein Kates. How else are you going to process something that's so high up? So we're right here. The two ends meet. The two ends meet, and the deeper you are, the more you are, you're right there. You can touch it and taste it and feel it. Because you have the audacity, you have the chutzpah, because you've been there. You've been pushed in there and you said, I got this. I'll do the job. You go sit and learn. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go in the Imka Klippas. I'm going to put my tefillin away. I'm going to go through a massive process of pain and anger. I'm not worried about this. And each and every one was handpicked to go get the job done. Not by chance. Nothing is chance. It's just hand. You can, B'nai Yisrael, we send them a ragalim. He said, no problem. That program is not going to work. Let's roll our sleeves up. We're diving in. We're going in. We're going to bring Eretz Zav's Cholav Idvash. So when you understand that you're suffocating, you're not feeling, you're not understanding, so we built a spaceship. So from that spaceship, from the Choshech, I can now see the light. How do I see the light? From that Choshech. Because this is an Ein Sof light. So the only way I'm going to see this light is by creating I'm going to shape a certain Mizbeach. I'm going to make different shapes of firewood. One this way, one that way. Everything is a different oil, a different letter, a different sound, a different color. A different tenuah. He hears different. He understands different. There's the archer. There's the fighter. There's the receiver. There's Naftali, Ilah, Shilucha. Then there's the Arya. There's all types of different different understandings of how we are set up in a system to become a tzelem, to become a projector. That when the projector comes, the tzelem flash, and you understand that level, that expression. So how does that work? From my restriction, from my symptom, from my pain, because how am I going to process something that is so betachas apshitas, that is batel mevutel, right? What has more bittul, us or the table? The table has more bittul, because look, he's sitting over here, there's an energy in there, and he's like, I'll do, you can lean on me, you can put strong, lean on, I'm holding space for you, whatever you want to do, I'm fine. I have no say. But this is not tachlis kavana. We are tachlis kavana. He wanted us. So we are experiencing the way you're going to experience atzmas in mohus, chelik elakam emal. The way you're going to experience is what in me can handle, that has no ego. My atzamas, my bones, my bare bones is the one that can handle atzmas, because it has nothing, it's dead. You can keep receiving tzelem. Anything that had any type of ego would reject it immediately. Look at the rejection that you are having to any positive day. When you're about to go into to receive love from your children and your wife, at some point it's like, whoa, it's enough, I can't anymore. Now I'm going to start self-destructing because I can't handle it. It's triggering me. Okay, so the bones are the ones that feel this. How am I going to get into bone mode? How am I getting into atzamas, to atzmas? When I'm going to go into such a press, I'm going to go through such a squeeze that I'm going to be completely surrendered to my ego, and from there I can experience the high, I can taste it on my tongue. The nachash, taste it and feel it. Right? COVID took away taste and smell, so now we become aware of it. But until now, you took it for granted. You didn't understand. What does it mean not to feel it? We're so asleep, so out for lunch, but I couldn't understand it. Now I'm appreciating it. I understand it. So the pain that I'm receiving, the minute I'm going to have enough compassion for myself, and I'm going to stop questioning why, the when, and the how, just for carve out a little time in the day or in the week, and just feel, go into nin, stop figuring it out, just experience. Now listen to this. It's the yom that we started with. Experiencing does not mean that I have to go out now and torture myself. I have to go out and learn, or I have to go out there and go against my grain. I can't connect. I'm going to force myself to connect. That's not, the Rebbe says that they're saying is the consciousness is talking. They're speaking to us. They're saying, listen guy, this is not done with Sigifen. Done with, that's not working. That's not how you're going to capture this oira toira. This consciousness is not something you're going to muscle yourself into. You have to just, it's done with chesed v'rachman, the tzaddikom gedavon. Imagine we had to do this with the aggressive way, David HaMelech style, you wouldn't survive. Right? People dying right and left, they're surrendering. I'll follow the herd, inject me, I'll walk, I don't want too much. But if you have enough compassion for yourself, and you have enough gevuras, get yourself out of the way. And the way you're experiencing this, even going to the schwitz, smoking a cigarette. The cigarette is not what's killing. I mean, whatever they put in there now is. It's the way it's done. The food is not what's killing, it's how I'm eating it. If I eat mindful food, then I won't eat the garbage. I'm going to eat high conscious food that's alive. Nothing processed. Anything that can live on a shelf for more than 3 days is dead. Has no life. How can it sit on a shelf for a year and it's just as it came out of the oven yesterday? It's dead food. It's a ghost. You're putting the ghost in and you're a walking ghost. Give that to your children, then try to process presence. Meshiga, ADD, ODD, ACD, OCD, temptations, tivus. It's all part of the programming because low frequency feeds low frequency. So now I need to feed that low frequency. So I'm doing low frequency stuff. I get into conflict because I'm trucking down a whole liter of chemicals, gasoline. So I act like a Meshuggah. It's not your fault. Just being present with yourself, being mindful. The whole day is a tefillah. If I think that when I'm doing my workout, I have to finish so I can get back to learning or davening, apikarsis. So you're saying Eibishter does not reside in the gym. He doesn't reside on the guitar. He doesn't reside when you're taking a bath. What are you, nuts? The older generation had to hold space for us. So now we're grounded enough. We have enough. Otherwise, it would just be like, it looked like the Me Too movement. Everybody's in love. Klippa, no love. It's not love. It's klippa. We have proper Matoivi Mishkanasecha Yankov separation. I understand where it's at. I know when I love and I know when I don't love. Everything is in the loisa. So otherwise, it's just free flowing. There's no force in there. It's running. It's nothing. Garbage. It's a zav. Mitzvah. You want to be B'nai Yisrael Netzach Yisrael Lo Yishaka with power. Am Yisrael Chai with power. You have the switch of no. There's a loisasa. I'm not doing. The whole system here is held in by loisasa. We didn't get to it. It's Ramach Mitzvah Shesal Loisasa. This thing that we can't understand. He is communicating with us through his 248 Avrim, which is energy, not physical energy. And it's put into 248 lines of mitzvahs es asai, yes, do, and then shesa 365 loisa asai, don't do. This you don't do. This you do, and this you don't do. Okay, so how can I do a no do? If I can't do it, how do I activate a no do? That's number one. Number two, what is higher, the do or the don't do? So the question, if I'm a child, then the do is higher. But when we're dealing with atzmas and mahus, our consciousness that we can't process is lamayla metam v'das. The don't do is yoshes choshech sister. He sits in darkness.
What does it mean? Esador loisasa.
1 second. Listen, just go with that. So you have the no. That's where he resides, and that's atzmus. That's where it's at. The reason esador loisasa is because soft scuff, there's tachlis sakavon. He wants you to activate. You're activating the loisasa even more so by doing the essay. It's like don't do. Then here comes the do, and he's like, when it comes in this case, I want you to do, and that's how you're gonna push this loisasa. You're gonna trigger me even twice as powerful as you did before, because you're not allowed to carry on Shabbos. But for a milo, you're not allowed to carry the Shabbat. For a bris milah, for a mitzvah, you do it. What type of power that is? That I'm activating. I'm head on with the loisasa. This is certain opportunities that I can activate a loisas, a nuclear power reactor. Nuclear power. Raw power, raw energy. Because an essay is do this, you do the lulav, you do that. It's very powerful stuff. I mean, it's very powerful, but compared to the point that we want to bring out that the Rebbe Rashab was teaching us in Samavav, elaborates on it. So in La'asid Lavi, which is we're stepping into, the loisasa is going to be where we're going to live. We're going to live in the no, and this is how it's going to work. Right now, we're creating space for the no, because if I came into the world doing no, I'm just a robot. There's nothing going on over there. But by doing, and activating as much do's as I can, so now my body understands what it feels like to do. And once I'm present from every angle, every mitzvah, every gilgul, we have different mitzvahs that we have to do to activate that part of us, that type of that program. Then we're going to become a tselem that can receive the no. I can hold space for the no. And that is just black, raw nuclear energy, that untouchable. And that's going to be the friction. Until now, we needed pogroms in order to stay present. I needed to be whipped on my back in order to activate the loisa. So now I don't need it anymore. We got the program. We have our own generator system. We got the yes and the no. The guy that hurt me, that was my no. And it's like what did he trigger in me? What is he triggering? What is my abuser triggering in me? He triggered me to go so deep that I found such a level of consciousness that I'm feeling now. From that place, sham, nish gam sham, taka also there. No. Dart. Where else are you going to feel the fix? Because if you were the guy that didn't need that type of fix, you would just lock yourself in koilu. You'd be satisfied. But you said, no, I'm ready to go. I want to feel the burn. I want to feel the burn. Don't give me none of that like stuff that can be up as like ugishlug mit toys. I want to feel it. I want to own it. He's a businessman. This is a deal. This is a lifetime deal. This is power. This is real power. This is real energy. This is tapping into the source of all energies. To the point where you can turn back to your abuser and say, thank you, Kishin Tochas, I'm out. I've done the work. Good. You can do it too. I'll show you the way gladly when I'm ready. Fine.
How do we know that it's not from the Eiderav?
What's that?
How do we know that it's not from the Eiderav?
That we're not from the Eiderav?
Well, you're here.
How do you know that you're not from the Eiderav? Who, you go look at who's the one fighting in the Mizrach over there. Is it you or is it somebody else? I don't know. What are you doing in this time? No, I
I'm not talking about my son, my family. I don't know. Maybe there's Lloyd or something.
who cares? What's saying? But why do I care if I'm from the Eiderav? Right now, what am I doing about it? We all have. Hold on a second. We all embodied bits and pieces of them. The midas that we're struggling with is the Eiderav. That thing that has enough money in the bank account, and yet he's asking for more. That's the Eiderav.
How do I know that I am when I through that I'm good to go, even though
So you're asking the question.
It's you need to open up your third eye.
You are asking the question.
You need to open up your third eye. You're stuck. Why I can't? I don't. Let's stay present with this. Stop questioning what you see. You see it. Huh. Feel it. Don't go into trying to figure it out. The figuring out. Remember something. What's the point? What if you are? You are doing the work. We all are. We all embody. Like I said, the tzaddikim are not tangled up in the pain that we're tangled up in. So we embody something, and we're giving it a bit. We have the power. You have the power of Esav. Okay, Uncle Esav, which is fire. He's Toyu. We bought the Bechore, took away the koyach from him. We have the power of Lavan. We can trick our way. I can figure a way out of any situation. We have who? Ishmael. Who? Ishmael? Big time Ishmael. Ishmael actually priced them today. The big Ishmael is holding Noivelis the Lois Asa. Ishmael is the reason. So the Rebbe Shab asked the question. The reason is why? How is it possible that they're so? If darkness is not real, if only light is real, why is darkness lasting for so long? Where do they have the stamina from? Where does Choshech have stamina from? Where does Yishmael have koiches from? If we are the real deal and we're in Soif, how is he still holding up against us? Why isn't he burning out? So it's like from here we see the raya that every single minute we keep generating new power, new energy. How do we see that? Because in order for that to be kedusha and vel, there has to be choshech also. So if we didn't receive new energy every day, then Yishmael would burn out. So the fact that Yishmael is still there means that we're tapping in every single second. We're tapping into new koyches. Now Yishmael, as you can see, he is. It's a ganze, it's a shtikla riches, but he is holding something. We can't go on the Harabayas right now because we have such a high consciousness that if we would go there, you would receive something that we're not clean enough to, and it would just burn. You can't handle it. So we put Yishmael over there. Yishmael is holding space but you can see from one side he is extremely rigid, like he's still holding some ancient, the Arba Mrs. Bezna still going on over there, right? Yeah, they're psycho. And then from the other end, they're the lowest of the lowest. I mean, like sheep is a normal thing for them to get intimate with, right? I mean, they're the lowest of the lowest. That makes no sense. So Chassidus explains. That's exactly what it is. They are the back of the loisasa. Once the job is done, it's over. They're just holding space.
But there's the job at high self, so it's never gonna end.
No, but we're embodying it. We're going to embody that type of consciousness. Yeah, we're gonna own it now that you're starting to hold your own loisas. As you're becoming aware of your own loisas, you don't need it anymore.
That's why it's here. You don't need a debt because they don't exist in the first place. It's just energy holding.
So let me just circle up. I think we're gonna ground this. It's like that. That's what I'm contemplating.
So we're gonna keep the space here.
Okay. תביא את המכונה.
Elaborate.
Huh? Basically, the consensus was you're going to play. I mean, he's available.
This one?
David is available. But I want you to wait till I get back.
Yeah, let's keep.
I want you to wait till I get back. I'll be right back.
Let's keep the. Let's appreciate the
I
space.
didn't realize
Let's
you
just
were the
create.
singer from the.
Oh,
Let's appreciate the space he's creating and holding it for
You
him
test kiss for.
while he wants to excuse himself for a minute. Let's hold it.
because I love you, just because I love you, and I'll always will. I want to do your will, Hashem, just because I love you, just because I love you, and I'll always will. I want to do your will, Hashem, just because I love you, just because I love you, and I'll always will. I want to do your will, Hashem, just because I love you, just because I love you, and I'll always will. ואהבת את השם אלוקיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. ואהבת את השם אלוקיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל just because I love you, and I'll always will. I want to do your will, Hashem, just because I love you, just because I love you, and I'll always will. I want to do your will, Hashem, just because I love you, just because I love you, and I'll always will. I want to do your will, Hashem, just because I love you, just because I love you, and I'll always will. ואהבת ווייס, השם אלוקיך, בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. ואהבת ווייס, השם אלוקיך, בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל ואהבת ווייס, השם אלוקיך, בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. ואהבת ווייס, השם אלוקיך, בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך Share a few words. Share something.
Yeah, go.
Hello. I'll share something from a process I went through last Thursday. Each person has his own upbringing. I was adopted as a child, so for me, love was something that I always looked for. And I went to a person, one of the JTH members, and I was sitting there, was hugging me for 40 minutes, and I'm not. It's never enough. The love is never enough. Then I realized that I am the love. I just need to wake up to it.
Wow.
We are the love. The reason that every second we are able to play, sing, smell, exist is because Hashem loves us. The love, we are the result, so we have to just wake up to it and stop elaborating about it and thinking how is it and what. We are. Just, it's there, it's right there. Chaim. Don't be afraid of Choshech, because it's a Torah. I have Shabbos, last Shabbos. It says in Bereshis, V'choshech al pnei tehom. So we have two elements of like Choshech and Tehom. V'ruach Elokim merechefet al pnei hamayim, and then Vayehi or. The Choshech needs to exist to hold space for the or, for the light source. Without the Choshech, the Vayehi or wouldn't have any achiza. So we need to appreciate. As he said, we need to go to Nukva, to Ham Rabbah, to understand how deep to create a vessel so we can go into a high level of consciousness without spinning on it, and actually believe that we are there. And that's it. Chaim.
תביא עוד אחד.
עוד אחד מה?
עוד אחד לכבוד יום הולדת.
Yeah, it's my yom haledet.
It's his yom haledet this week.
Friday.
Wow.
That's why you're here. Why do you think we call it?
Elaborate.
I sent you a message today. I sent a message, like you're probably working now, like maybe you ain't finished.
Oh, you see Hashem grows.
But I knew that me and Chesky connected on such a deep level, he's gonna get you in.
Wow. You can ask him. Until last minute, we were not sure we're coming.
Sure. I just want to say, I just want to say like this, that as I was. So, Chaver, this is get ready to do this for 60 days.
Oh my God.
And then comes this.
Oh, then comes Nissan, then comes Ear, then comes Sivan, and then then comes Thomas, which is it's over. Yeah, you're gliding right above it, and all the pressure is the gravity is holding you up high up. It's gonna hold the Nesher flying up there. Upon him, and then we go. What's it going? Tashim Pei Beis, Pei Gimel. I don't know. There's there's already.
We'll get there.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, right, exactly. Sorry.
It's over now, right?
Okay.
Wow.
Moshe, it's over now for 60 days. Let's.
That final blow of the color.
Yes. Sort Silan. Yes.
It's like Arachampin.
What's that? Arachampin?
Like-
Yeah. Which one?
Endless continuation.
Yes, exactly. That's Arachampin. Like, don't need the pagan anymore. Okay, we can sit in silence for a few minutes just to unwind, to land.
It's out there. It's no silence.
Right.
That's it. Done.
He needs some grounding, you think?
He's already there.
Yes, he is. You know why he gets away with it? Because he's non-threatening and you don't notice him. And his clients say, this is the benefit of the sports car. He gets in and out. Right? The big truck is noticed. He comes to town and everybody's like, woo me, what's going on over here? I'm triggered, I'm threatened. Who's triggered by him? He goes to pay Gimel, he goes to pay Dalit, he comes back to pay this. Alright, what time?